What's going on, guys? So today we're going to talk about a couple quick tips, about 5 or 6 tips that I've learned playing New World. This game just come out on official launch was September 28th, 2021, and I picked it up after long queue times. We finally made it in, and I've been pretty hooked since then. It's been pretty fun. It reminds me of like old school Elder Scrolls style games for some reason, kind of like what ESO should have been or should be like active combat and stuff like that. Anyway, let's go over the tips real quick and see if these are some things you knew about, maybe some things you didn't know about. If there's any tips that I didn't mention and that you think are useful, put them down below. Let others know. Let me know. And let's get into it. So the first tip that I did not know about until recently was if you open up your map pressing the M key, on the left hand side you have this thing called resource locations, and it shows you where like the forest areas, grassland areas, and what's inside each area. Now what's cool, I did not know this, if you zoom in on a map, like this right here is a forest area, so anywhere inside of here you'll find stuff like the greenwood, fibers, and hyssop. And then I believe this down here is shrubland, so of course you'll find berries and more greenwood. Did not know this was a feature. Again, there's just so much here. This is a beach area, I believe. There's flint down here. It's pretty handy, pretty useful. And of course, these areas are just impassable. You can't go through it. That was cool. Did not know about this. Kind of changed the way, if you're like looking for something in particular, you don't have to like search endlessly or aimlessly. You can just find it right there. Super, super, super handy. Second tip is make sure that when you get to new areas, you go to the job board, I think is what it's called. Make sure you go here, pick up any quests you can for your town that you're in. Going forward, just pick up what you can. Do all the quests you can in your area. Uh, a lot of times you'll end up with a quest that'll be like kill a certain amount of a certain mob, and there'll be like a couple different quests with the same like mob that you need to kill, so you can kind of knock this out pretty quickly, pretty easily. Another thing, if you press J, you'll open up your journal. So here you have your main story, any side quests you have, faction missions you can get, town project was what we were just looking at on the town project board, and recipe quests and stuff like that. So just be sure to stay on top of that, do any quests you can, that's where you get most of your coin. Pretty good, decent amount of XP so far from what I've noticed. One thing to note that some quests, if you die or if you use the recall ability, which is like teleporting back to your inn or wherever your home is, uh, some of the quests progress will be forfeit, or it'll just be gone. It'll be reset. So just keep that in mind before you teleport or die. So tip number 3 is recall and fast travel. Once you get to your first town, it's part of the main story, and it's not very far. It's like maybe an hour and a half, an hour in. You'll be tasked with coming to the inn and talk to Iona Fairfax. You can register here in the inn, and you can recall here anytime you want. But it only is available once per hour, so you gotta just be careful with that. You can't just do it whenever you want. So keep that in mind. Also, when you die, you can come back here to this settlement. Another thing that's pretty neat is you can fast travel between settlements that you discover or that you've visited before, but you have to pay Azoths, and those are items that you can only get by killing corrupted enemies. There's a quest, I'll show you where it is on a map. There's a quest early on in the game where you go to Tideswallow Cave. There's some corrupted there. That's the only place so far that I've seen corrupted. I'm not too far in. I'm like 2 hours, but yeah. So any kind of there's a chance to get them when you kill corrupted and stuff like that. Also noting, you cannot fast travel if you are encumbered. So keep that in mind. And that'll lead us into tip number 4: encumberment. If you're like most MMO players or any RPG player, or like me in general, you will collect anything and everything that you see, whether it be shrubs, blueberries, uh, trees, whatever. So you're probably going to get encumbered pretty quickly. When you're encumbered, you're not able to do your attacks. You can't sprint, you can't use skills, spell, or you can't dodge. So you're just stuck walking. So if you want to fast travel, you need to either drop some stuff, get rid of some stuff out in the wild, or just tough it out and start walking back to the nearest settlement. Yeah, so there are places you can go. It's called a storage shed. You can go in settlements and put your stuff inside of these, so you don't have to worry about like losing or carrying too much gear or having to choose between what to keep and what to get rid of. So this is what a storage shed looks like. You can go in here and you can put up to 1,000 pounds inside a storage shed. And if you look at your items and stuff, each, I guess, category has how much its weight is. So here's your weapon. My total weapon weighs 14 pounds. All my ingredients, or my refining reagents, 5 pounds. Other working, 17 pounds, as you know, as you see. And you just gotta drag, put them over here. It'll stay in here. Don't have to worry about it. So just make sure you are aware of how much you have. Of course, as I mentioned before, if you're encumbered, you're not able to use skills or spells or dodge, and you can't sprint, fast travel. So what I recommend doing is salvaging things that you don't want or don't need. So if you look over here at like this wood longsword that I have, you right click on it, you can salvage it, and it'll give you some wood. Some things, when you salvage them, they give you repair materials and stuff like that. Yeah, see, I get one repair material, and you get a little bit of gold for it, not a whole lot. But repairing your stuff is pretty important, because if you die, each death you get, it causes your gear to break. I think it's only up to half. It could be more, but your durability will go down as you die. So it's important to have that. Yeah, your repair parts, so you can repair things. I'll go ahead and repair my boots just because. So it'll tell you how much gold you need and how much repair parts you need. Repair it. But so anything that you break down that you find or was a quest, you'll get repair parts for. So just make sure you have that. Keep that in mind. And then something else to keep in mind is, so in New World, there isn't a typical class or job system. You just kind of make your character and you level up weapons that you want to play with. So let's say you want to use a shield and sword. Use that and you will level up your shield and sword. One thing I do recommend doing is leveling up a little bit of magic. Because at level 2, the stabs have this ability that it's a teleport skill, and it can speed up traveling a lot. I haven't done it yet, obviously. Was just learned about it recently, but yeah, definitely that'll be very handy going forward. So try to level up magic to like level 2 or so, and you can just teleport around and stuff. It'll be a little bit easier to teleport. I'm not sure exactly what restrictions there are, but it sounds like it'll be pretty easy or pretty handy. But each weapon has 2 skill trees. We'll start with sword and shield because that's what I have the most. So they have the sword and shield has sword master and defender. So there's skill trees. You get them as you level up with your sword or with your weapon, whatever you choose. Each weapon only goes to level 20 currently at the recording of this video. So keep that in mind. You are able, and this is very, very cool, you're able to respec your weapon tree for free. So you are able to toy and mess around with it as you see fit at no cost, which is amazing. So, but yeah, just mess around with it. But if you want to use a bow, use a bow. If you want to use all of them, use all of them. You know, you can do that. That's an option. There's no penalty. You just equip what you want to use. Yeah, those are my tips. Some tips and stuff that I've discovered and heard people talking about in the chat and the game and stuff like that. So yeah, be sure to like and subscribe if this helped you in any way, or if you have any other tips that you didn't see here that you think are useful, let me know. I'm be glad to learn some more stuff about the game. The game's awesome. It's a lot of fun. All right, I'll see you guys later. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.